With Christmas of 2020 now passing over, we have just a couple of days left of the year. And thank God, because the year has been kind of stressful and completely chaotic. But with 2021 on the horizon, we have yet to know anything really coming out from the big end, except for Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So we have a list today of 11 games that should happen with Nintendo in 2021. Now these are both games and things that Nintendo should do to help 2021 be really good. But before we get started, there's a lot of you guys that are not subscribed that tune into my videos almost every single day. So, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and just hit that subscribe button for me. It helps me out so much. Give me that little Christmas wish after Christmas and just help grow this bar. You guys have been doing really good and it's been growing tremendously over the past couple of weeks. So, let's help get that thing to about 20%. But in no particular order, let's talk about the 11 things that Nintendo needs to have in 2021. I think it's safe to say that Breath of the Wild 2 is one of the most anticipated games, not only for Nintendo fans, but for gamers everywhere. The first game was so revolutionary, and this game is bound to be something special as well. It was revealed almost 2 years ago, and I think it's time to at least show us some stuff right now, but the game is definitely going to drop in 2021. I think it's almost a given, because there's just nothing else to drop in 2021, and this is one of the bigger titles that should be coming around holiday, or maybe even early spring next year, and maybe even alongside a new version of the Nintendo Switch, which, spoiler alert, we might see again in this list. It just feels like one of the massive titles that we're getting next year, and I think it's all but confirmed from the big end right now, and I'm super excited to see what they do with the world and with the story and with the characters in this game. I think we need to hear about the next Splatoon. It's been quite a while and it seems like we just keep getting, reused Splatfest in Splatoon 2, and it's time for the next installment in my opinion. Now I don't think we're going to get it in 2021, but I think we could very well get the announcement of the game for 2022, and I think that's what Nintendo should do. At least announce the game or announce a spin-off Splatoon game, but something should happen with Splatoon. It just seems like it's kind of gone for a while. It's just been kind of the same game over and over, and it's time for something fresh. Yes, pun intended. But I cannot wait to see what they do next with Splatoon, because they could do a lot of things actually. The series is still brand new and there's still so many things and so many different modes and guns and stuff that they didn't even cover. I would love to see some type of like ink crossbow or longbow or other types of weapons that we see in other popular multiplayer shooters, but given the Splatoon treatment. Like maybe even an ink Splatoon battle royale would be really cool, or maybe just more expansive maps with more players on each map, almost like ground war maps that you get in Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty would be a great thing to pull from and just twist the modes and make them more of a Splatoon-like mode, and I think that'd be a lot of fun, and I think there's nothing but endless possibility for the future of Splatoon. I think it's finally time for the next version of the Nintendo Switch to come into fruition. This has been a rumor for a very long time that we would be getting a Nintendo Switch Pro, and the lights came into fruition, but now it's time for the Pro version to actually happen. Now, I don't know how much of a Pro this is going to be. Is it just going to be a bigger and clearer screen? How much of the graphics going to be, bumped up? Is everything going to be like 1080, 60 frames undocked? Could you imagine how insane that would look? It would be a beautiful thing, but I love the concepts that other YouTubers like Switch Shop have created, and it just gives us hope for what the future of the Switch can look like and how long the Switch can actually live out its life cycle, because it's a great console with some pretty cool games. They just need to keep the big first-party lineup coming, and the console could really be whatever. I'm just super excited to see what Nintendo comes up with, and whatever it is, I think next year is the time we actually get to see this thing actually happen. I can't wait to get my hands on this thing and see exactly if it's going to come with a big game or not, because this could very well come with the big brand new Breath of the Wild. Or maybe it comes with another big multiplayer game like a brand new Mario Kart or Splatoon 3 like we previously talked about. 2021 is once again the year of Zelda, the same way we had the year of Mario, which didn't seem too great this year for Mario. We got some ports and some smaller things from the company, and also some release dates that didn't make sense, but overall people were not too satisfied with the way Nintendo handled things with Mario. So hopefully next year, Zelda is a lot better and gets treated a lot better. I think we need to get a lot of past Zelda games on the Switch, because it's one of the things that we don't really have on the Switch currently is tons of Zelda games. And I could see there definitely being Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask ports, and also a 3-pack of the biggest 3D Zelda games, besides those two, being Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. That definitely sounds like something Nintendo would do. But they need to actually feel like anniversary packs and collections with different music pieces and collectibles and even dev art of the games, and something to make it feel like a true collection, and actually make them up-res ports instead of just regular ports. Make them look really good, please. And with that, I think Nintendo's got a pretty good year for Zelda, especially with Breath of the Wild 2 probably finishing off the year. I don't see anything possibly being too bad here for Zelda's 35th. Now, as much as I can't wait for the next big 3D Mario adventure, I know it's probably going to be quite a while until we see it again, and probably not until the year following, which I would still love, and I think we still need to see the next big 3D Mario trailer next year for 2022. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be Breath of the Wild 2, it could be another whole different genre of Mario, but I would love to see Mario take the adventure and another big adventure on the Nintendo Switch like we had Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Wii. I think it's time to have another big 3D Mario at least announced for 2022, because I feel like 2021, the big Mario game is going to be Mario 3D World, which is, I know, just another port, but whatever Bowser's Fury seems like it's going to be, maybe it's the next big thing, and maybe it's something that almost acts like a brand new Mario game in and of itself, even if it's not as expansive as a brand new Mario game, but at least it's something new from Mario this year. Ever since 2017, it just feels like we haven't gotten anything Metroid related, and that's just kind of a bummer. We obviously got Samus Returns on the 3DS right before the game console was actually dead, but then there was the announcement of Metroid Prime 4 all the way back in 2017, and it had to get restarted in the development process, so it's been a while. And they're working very hard at the game, and I hope they take all the time that they need to make this game the best that they can. But there's also other things that they can do to keep Metroid alive in the time being. For instance, Metroid Prime Trilogy. It's been an awfully long time since we've heard this rumor, and it still doesn't seem like this game is ready to be released yet. I'm sure they're waiting for a good time for Metroid Prime 4 to finish up as well, so that they can release it probably about a year in advance, but it's almost time. It's got to be time for Metroid Prime Trilogy next year. I'm sure 2D Metroid is also in development and going to release soon, but it has to be Metroid Prime Trilogy time, and I would love to see that on the Nintendo Switch and play through all these games once again before the big Metroid Prime 4 comes out. But also, I do expect something from Metroid Prime 4 in 2021, whether it's just a small little trailer, a look as to what the game is going to feel like and play like and look like atmospheric-wise, but I would love to see just something of a confirmation that this game is coming along very well. But hopefully 2021 gives us a sneak peek into something like that around E3, because I would be so excited. Now, as the first non-video game on the list, we are talking about the return of the Nintendo Directs. And I mean the general Nintendo Directs. I know every time I say this, somebody in the comments says, "You act like Mario Direct never happened. Mario Direct, Mario Direct, Mario Direct." It was a Mario Direct. That was it. It was literally called a Super Mario 35th Direct. It was not a general Direct. All we got was just Mario information and pretty much all ports at that. It's time for a general Nintendo Direct, and I think that 2021 should definitely have one. It would be almost absurd if we go through a whole nother year with just Twitter drops, and I think now that the world is a little bit better from what's been going on around the world in 2020, I think it's time to, initiate playing Nintendo Direct again. But yes, I would love to see 2021 start off with a Direct and showcase some things that we have not yet seen, which is pretty much everything. Because the only thing, once again, that we know is Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So a Direct has to be bound to happen soon, and I really hope that 2021 is the year. Nintendo needs to have either another sports title or Mario Party, or they'll probably even have both next year. We've had Super Mario Party a couple of years ago, and normally Nintendo releases one almost seems like every year, but yeah, it's been a while since we've seen a good Mario Party, because it still wasn't the traditional Mario Party that fans come to know and love. So hopefully Nintendo's taking their time to really work on something special with the next one. And of course, we need the next Mario Sports title, because the last one we got was Mario Tennis Aces, and we haven't seen anything since. And it's about time we get a either new type of sport or something we haven't seen in a while, like Strikers or Chargers or something something because it just doesn't feel right to keep getting tennis. And I know as much as I love golf, just don't do golf yet. It's time to move to another sport. There's got to be some other sports that you want to do, maybe basketball again or something like that. But it's time for another Mario Sports title, and I think for sure it's going to come, and I think it might even come early next year. I think whatever it is probably already pretty much done, and we should be getting it soon. But if it is Mario Party, please Nintendo, just make it traditional. Make it have boards, good mini games, and regular gameplay where you go around the board, collect coins, and buy yourself a star. It doesn't need to be crazy. It's a very simple concept, and then people will love Mario Party once again. 2021 should have the release of the next big Donkey Kong game. I think Donkey Kong is one of the best, if not the best, Nintendo 2D platformers right now, and I would love to see the next third brand new game in the series, because we have Donkey Kong Countries 1, 2, and 3, and we got Returns and Tropical Freeze, so I think it's time for the third brand new one. And the way that they handle Tropical Freeze, it was one of my favorite games of all time. With phenomenal stage design and music and graphics and gameplay and enemies and just controls, it was just a phenomenon. I love what Donkey Kong has been doing recently. I love the work from David Wise composing music, and I just love everything about this franchise and the series. So I'm really hoping that whatever this next Donkey Kong Country game is going to be, it's going to be something truly special, because they don't have to do anything too crazy. They've already done the most wild things I've seen from the series yet. They had new enemies, new bosses, and new characters. I think I would really just want to see K. Rool return in a brand new looking Donkey Kong Country game. And I think we'll be on the right path. But please, Donkey Kong Country, be something for 2021. Now this one is very specific for me, because I want to see the very next big Kirby game, but I want to see it in 3D in 2021. I want to see the next huge Kirby game, but it has to be in 3D. I want to see Kirby change things up. We've been seeing 2D Kirby all this time, pretty much since the very beginning. I don't think there's ever really been a change up besides some of these side games that they've had recently with the Battle Royales and the Blowout Blast, where they tried to push 3D, and I see that it's, kind of working. It looks like it worked really well, and they need to expand this now into one gigantic game. And we know that HAL is working on the pinnacle of whatever the Kirby series is going for right now, but I think that's 3D. I think it's time for the next big Kirby game, and it's going to be a big 3D game. And finally, it might be the first time a Kirby game is really the big, huge, anticipated game of the year, which just doesn't seem like it's ever the thing for a lot of fans. And I'm so glad for that, because Kirby definitely deserves it. And like I said, recently it just feels like Kirby is a spin-off guy. He just has all these spin-off games on the Switch besides big titles, and the Star Allies being really the only big, real Kirby game on the Switch right now, it kind of needs some more. And we normally always get something Kirby every year, and we've been getting tons of spin-offs lately, so now it's finally time. It's finally time to show us what you've been working on, HAL, and I think this next big 3D Kirby game is definitely releasing next year, and I can't wait to see how Kirby's going to transition into a 3D space. And of course, to end off this list, I think it's time for Mario Kart 9. It has been way too long since the last real brand new Mario Kart, as Mario Kart 8 has survived for so many years now. It is time for the next big Mario Kart. And I'm not talking about another mobile game, because we already have Mario Kart Mobile, but it's time for something new. It's time for the next big brand new Mario Kart franchise with new character skins, all types of tracks and karts, and I just cannot wait to see what they come up with. And I just cannot wait for this thing to be announced, because I'm just so tired of playing Mario Kart 8. If you played it on the Wii U, you're certainly dried out and drained out of this game for sure. It might still be kind of fun, but when you've seen every track to the tiniest little detail, it gets kind of annoying, and you're ready for the next big Mario Kart. And I think it's coming soon, and I think if it's not coming out next year, we'll definitely at least hear about it. For sure, 2021 will have something with Mario Kart, and we'll hear something about the next game regardless, but I'm really hoping that we actually get this next game in 2021. Plus, it's time for some more multiplayer games, as we don't really have too many new ones recently. Obviously Smash still has his characters coming out, but it's going to be, kind of dry for a while. Smash has been kind of dying out and just been kind of boring for a while, I think, for a lot of players, because there's been no extra content added, and then you could say that about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as well. So it's time for some new multiplayer multiplayer games, and why not have a bigger one, especially the Switch Pro's coming with Mario Kart 9. But regardless of what happens next year, I think it's nowhere but up from what this year has been. I think Nintendo has been planning a whole big, huge year for 2021. Man, I said this last year, and I hope I'm right this time, but what do you guys think Nintendo needs to have in 2021? Do any of these games really make you think that Nintendo needs these, or does Nintendo need something that I completely forgot? But let me know in the comments down below, and like the video if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out more than you know, and subscribe if you guys are new to stay up to date on all things Nintendo. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I will see you on the next one. See you guys.